Hi, beloved. How are you doing today? And just like that, we are in the second month of the year 2026. It's the 1st of February, a day that we will never see again. We, you may see February next year, God's willing, even the year before, but today you will not see this specific day again. And so be mindful of what you say and what you do today. It's a new month. Whatever you didn't get to do right in last month, it's a chance for you to get it right in this month. You know, the girls and I have been doing a lot of discussion, and I am really, really, really appreciated of this circle that I'm in, that I don't have to be strong all by myself and I don't have to pretend that things are great, but I can lean on someone. I can borrow strength sometime, and I can have my faith being increased, not just on my own reading, but persons who are reading, who are sharing, who are holding me accountable, to grow. And so for this month, whatever it is that died or almost died in last month, I pray that there will be an increase, that it will be water, that it will not die. When it comes to God and the things of God, don't easily be frustrated. Don't easily throw in the towel. Today, our first discussion would be, can you trust God? So the answer to that question is, of course, why not trust God? If not God, then who else? If not God, then who else? So far, what I've learned is that we are not excluded. And of course, you may know this. I even may have known this. But I was reminded of this, that being a believer, right? Trusting God sometimes, it doesn't mean that you'll be excluded from pain and from suffering, right? But you have to trust that God will carry you through that process. And so, for whatever it is for this month, know that God can carry you through the process. My friend, years ago, she thought, I believe it was in Sunday school, and I never forget this word. And she was encouraging me based on what God says to her, and it was never to trust or believe the scare tactics of the enemy, right? Your trusting God is something the devil literally want to frustrate, right? And he will try to scare you out of your position in faith, cause you to panic, cause you to run. Long time ago, something happened to me, and the Lord used it time and time again as an illustration that He's there, that I can trust Him, even when I don't know what to do, even when the circumstance is out of my control. There was this time I went to my daycare, and I always went there, but the dogs, I'm literally afraid of the dogs. And this one day I went there, the gate was opened. And listen, the dog was big and he jumped up with his palm right in my stomach. And I was literally scared. But in the midst of that, it's like I could literally hear God telling me to be still is not for you to be devoured. When God told me to be stilled, he was answering or solving the problem. If I had become agitated and perhaps pushed the dog, or begin to panic, it probably would have triggered the dog. Maybe it would have bite me, and the situation would, be like that. When God tells you to be still, it's not so that they can shoot at you. It's not so that they can take you out quickly. When God tells you to be still, it is because now He's about to show you what He can do since you decide to trust Him, since you decide to be obedient to Him. So, can we trust God? Can you trust God in your going through? Can you trust God in your financial difficulty? Can you trust God to provide for you? Can you trust God to be a way in the wilderness? Of course. You can trust God to bring down Jericho in your life. You can trust God that He's going to enable you to walk through your Red Seas. You can trust God that in barren season that you can be fruitful because what? We serve a living God, a risen God. They said God answer is yes, no, or wait. What is He saying? If it's no, let us learn to accept that we will not always get what we want. That we will have to watch the one that we love live our lives. That we'll have to watch the desires of our heart not come true sometimes. Literally. But does it mean that God has forsaken us? Does it mean that there is no hope for us? Certainly not. Trust God.